The Blackmagic URSA Mini Pro 12K is here, and with a combination of 80 megapixels per frame, new colour science and the flexibility of Blackmagic RAW, it truly makes working with 12K a reality. It's housed in the award-winning URSA Mini body, but with a Super 35 sensor and 14 stops of dynamic range. You can shoot at 60 frames per second in 12K, 120 FPS in 8K, and up to 240 FPS in 4K Super 16. URSA Mini Pro 12K features ND filters and interchangeable lens mounts, so you can quickly switch between PL, EF and F mount lenses, which is great news for camera ops with a range of different lenses. For recording, you have the option of CFast or SD card, or of course you can use the super speed USB-C expansion port. Just like the URSA Mini and Mini Pro, it's got 2 XLR inputs for audio, plus 2 SDI outs and 1 SDI in for connection. You can also control the camera remotely using the Blackmagic Camera Control app for iPad, or use third-party apps such as Bluetooth Plus or Trigger on your iOS and Android devices. So perfect if you're positioning the camera on the end of a jib or gimbal. This camera offers incredible high quality image and resolution for its price point, as it's now at a similar price to the URSA Mini Pro 4.6K, and with its new sensor design it offers more effective downsampling from 12K to lower resolutions. The incredibly high 12K resolution can also be used to pan and scan, allowing you to crop in and reframe your shot in post. The URSA Mini Pro 12K only films in Blackmagic RAW, which is a compressed codec created by Blackmagic designed to be much easier to use, with all the benefits of RAW recording. It gives you incredible image quality, extensive metadata support, and is highly optimized for GPU and CPU accelerated processing. This camera's 12K sensor and Blackmagic RAW were designed together to make 12-bit RAW workflows in 12K effortless. Our Pro Video technical expert told us more about this and the best hardware for 12K workflow.
The camera only records in Blackmagic's Blackmagic RAW codec, and that's a form of compressed RAW. And what that means is it keeps the raw controls that we would know from, you know, another cinema camera, say. We can still change things like white balance or ISO after the fact. We still have all of that information and latitude in the image, but it compresses the file size. So we're not getting into, you know, terabytes and terabytes for an hour or whatever it is. Uncompressed video can be quite large, but Blackmagic RAW files are very well compressed. They're actually very manageable, and Blackmagic have done a really good job in DaVinci Resolve of allowing it to play back smoothly. So where I'd come from this, I always have the same sort of guidelines when I'm talking to anyone about building a system. Generally, if you're working with video, the graphics card is going to be the biggest part of your system. I would go with a 4GB graphics card for HD, an 8GB graphics card for 4K and higher. So really the new 30 series, you know, the 3080 or even the 3090, which is 24 gigabytes of memory on it, would work perfectly fine with this camera. You know, we're making advancements in terms of, you know, 3XS systems and things like that, where we're getting such powerful systems, they can actually now keep up with and work with files that, you know, 2 or 3 years ago would have just been, you know, impossible for us to handle in real time. But yeah, I mentioned there DaVinci Resolve does a really good job of working with these files, but Blackmagic also have a plugin that works with Premiere Pro and Avid Media Composer as well.
Question.
There you go. They've already thought of it. So yeah, you're really not limited to just DaVinci Resolve, although you get a free license for Resolve with the camera. You can, you know, if your workflow uses Premiere or Media Composer, there's a plugin out there. So really, as long as you don't mind working with that raw workflow, the 12K is a great option.
You can head to our product page for the URSA Mini Pro 12K, where you'll find the full specification and plenty of useful information, as well as a list of available accessories, or of course you can contact the Pro Video team directly if you've got any further questions about this camera or any other Pro Video products on our site.